St. Lucia is a small island developing state in the Caribbean Sea rich in biodiversity. It is home, for example, to 6 endemic bird species and the St. Lucia iguana, but faces unique threats to biodiversity and the environment. These include sea level rise, beach erosion, hurricanes and other climate change-related impacts, as well as land use changes from increased tourism, sewage, and waste, among others. Since 1992, the GEF has worked with different implementing agencies and national executing partners in St. Lucia to tackle the island's most pressing threats to the environment. A strategic country cluster evaluation of the GEF's programs in St. Lucia highlights the following results. The evaluation finds that overall, GEF-supported activities in St. Lucia have been highly relevant, adequately designed and successful to date, in curbing the negative impacts that climate change and production sectors exert on the island's ecosystems. For example, the Fond d'Or Watershed Restoration and Management Project focused on mitigating riverbank degradation and protecting an important source of surface water for the local community. The program worked with youth groups and families to plant trees along the bank and build conservation capacity. Given the island's location in the hurricane belt, several projects focused on planning for response and adaptation to climate change. 1. Worked with the private hotel where replumbing took place to demonstrate the use of rainwater to flush toilets. Another, reinforced the roof of a community hurricane shelter and installed solar panels as a mitigation effort. Similarly, another project explored geothermal resource development as an alternative electricity source for the island.
Addressing issues of pollution, GHG emissions, and importantly for the population, addressing the issue of achieving stable energy prices or potentially lower energy prices.
In protecting biodiversity, an early project focused on controlling the threat to the St. Lucia iguana from an invasive alien species. Later, a broader conservation effort of the Ianola dry forests worked on protecting the rare flora and fauna ecosystems threatened by agricultural expansion, logging, and slash-and-burn forest fires. Through an integrated forest, coastal, and land use approach, the project helped develop a regulatory framework for restoration, pilot land use plans, and promote production of biodiversity-friendly goods.
As you can see, many of the plants here are doing extremely well. We've had low mortality rates. We can see trends that make it favorable for the return of some of, especially the bird species that were found within this area.
The use of geospatial analyses shows the relevance and early outcomes of the project. Forest loss analysis shows that overall forest rate loss is comparable to that of the entire country. It also shows a minor increase in vegetation productivity since 2018 at all restoration sites. These are early signs of project effectiveness. In terms of project sustainability, regional platforms, NGOs, ecosystem resilience, and tourism play an essential role. However, the evaluation identified shortage of funding, staff and technical capacity, lack of political will, ineffective governance and legal framework, and weak knowledge management as challenges to sustaining project outcomes.